Welcome to Horror Facts, where we dive deep into the darkest corners of history. In today's episode, we're exploring the twisted mind of Charles Manson and the infamous murders that shocked the world. Brace yourself, as this story is not for the faint-hearted. Charles Manson, a name synonymous with evil, was born on November 12, 1934. A troubled youth, Manson spent much of his early life in and out of institutions. By the late 1960s, Manson had established a following, his so-called family, a cult that believed in his delusional visions of an apocalyptic race war he called Helter Skelter. Manson was charismatic, persuasive, and had an uncanny ability to manipulate people, particularly young, disillusioned women. His followers believed he was a messiah, and they were willing to do anything for him, no matter how horrifying. By 1969, Manson's delusions had reached a fever pitch. He believed that by instigating a race war, he and his followers would emerge as leaders of the new world. To trigger this chaos, Manson ordered his followers to commit a series of brutal murders. On the night of August 8, 1969, Manson directed a group of his followers, Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, Charles, Tex, Watson, and Linda Kasabian, to a home in Los Angeles. The home at 10050 Cielo Drive belonged to director Roman Polanski and his wife, actress Sharon Tate. At the time, Tate was 8 months pregnant. That night, she was hosting friends Abigail Folger, Wojciech Frykowski, and Jay Sebring. In the early hours of August 9th, the Manson family members entered the property. What followed was a horrific massacre. The group brutally murdered all 5 people in the house, leaving behind a gruesome scene. Sharon Tate, despite pleading for the life of her unborn child, was mercilessly killed. The word "pig" was scrawled in Tate's blood on the front door, a chilling message to the world. The very next night, Manson accompanied his followers to the home of Leno and Rosemary LaBianca. This time, Manson himself entered the home to tie up the victims before ordering his followers to kill them. The scene was just as gruesome, with the words, "Death to pigs," and "Helter Skelter, sick," written on the walls in the victims' blood. The murders sent shockwaves across the world. The investigation eventually led to the arrest of Manson and his followers. The trial, which began in 1970, became one of the most infamous in history. Manson, along with several members of his family, was convicted and sentenced to death, a sentence later commuted to life imprisonment when California temporarily abolished the death penalty. The Manson family murders remain one of the darkest chapters in American history. They symbolize the end of the peace and love era of the 1960s and serve as a grim reminder of how charismatic figures can manipulate and destroy lives. Charles Manson died in 2017, but his story continues to haunt us. The legacy of his crimes is a testament to the dangers of unchecked power and blind loyalty. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the disturbing history of Charles Manson and the Tate-LaBianca murders. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Let us know in the comments what other dark tales you'd like us to explore. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.